Hi, it's Lisa Walters from Sounds of NorCal, Billy.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, how are you? I don't know if you remember, I saw you in San Jose.
Oh, yeah.
And ran into you in the lobby.
Right on. Yeah, that was a great gig there. I'd never played there before. Very nice people that ran the place.
Really nice venue. I like it a lot.
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah, so how did the first leg of the Double Down tour go overall?
Spectacular. Really great. Every place we played was more people, more business, better places, bigger places. Any
moments that stand out for you?
Yeah, well, Arcadia, which is a show near Chicago.
Oh.
Great audience, great show. A lot of good Chicago and Milwaukee were there. And it was just out of control. And a lot of places, Dallas, Chicago, San Jose was excellent. San Diego, out of control. And both the LA shows were crazy too. So it's amazing to see that kind of support. And really heartwarming. Mm-hmm. People that were just roaring in approval for us just standing there.
Oh, you certainly do not just stand there.
We stopped there, and they just wouldn't stop applauding. It was really great. It really, it hit us deep. That we had something here that people really seemed to care about.
Yeah, really respond to.
Because myself as a fan, I care a lot about the bands I love, the music I love, and I invest emotionally in those artists.
Yeah, sure. Well, you're feeling a need where I think there was a certain lack of good old-fashioned rock and roll. People want that back in their lives.
I believe you're correct there. I don't know if I would originate that statement myself. It would sound a little self-aggrandizing, but I believe you are correct. That's a common sentiment we get. Mm-hmm. What we're doing is what people want, and there's no plan, there's no marketing plan, there's no fine-tuning music in order to make it appeal to a certain genre or a group of people. There's just three guys that got together and played,
mm-hmm.
and that's really what we did.
And you're having fun, and that comes across.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're having a riot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to see it's not playing tonight. That's my bass tone is the best. So I'm sitting down in my little studio, hitting it for about 2 hours last night just to try to approximate the amount of work I do in the night.
Right.
That's impossible. It's only worth about half a song.
Oh.
But
that's pretty exciting. Do you have a favorite Winery Dogs song to play?
It's tough to say. Ghost Town is a blast and a really good mood for us. Mm-hmm. So I kind of gravitate towards that, but it will change night to night.
I have a question from a bass player friend of mine.
Sure.
He wants to know, after mastering so many styles, are you running out of canvas to work with? Or are there still things that intrigue you and keep you learning?
Oh man, I've just started to scratch at the mountain. Really, every time I sit down, I don't look at the things I've done, but I just look at the things I can't do, I haven't done yet, I haven't been able to do, and there's a lot more to go. And I'm glad, because it's always a challenge. As I sit down, I focus on the things I can't do, and things I'm not as good as I'd like to be.
Uh-huh.
That are all the imperfections and flaws and failures. That's what I'm always concentrated on. It's a constant, but I love it. I love that adventure. I love finding something wrong or something to fix or correct or get better. And that's my challenge for the day. And I hit it. I actually see it change, get better. It's incredible. Wow.
Well, I think that's the mark of a true professional, when you know that the learning is never ending.
It's true. And it really is. It really is never ending. There's no matter what field you're in, no matter what you're doing, there's more to know, more to learn, more to dig deeper into, and
Right. So I'm sure you have an extensive instrument collection that is begging to be played, many different types of bass guitars and whatnot.
Yeah, pretty much. Most of them, I look at them as pretty much like tools, like paintbrushes, though. I don't really get too involved in, any kind of collecting or anything like that. Most of them I control carry, and have a couple of great instruments that are older and valuable and such. And they're interesting to play because they come from a different time. They kind of move your mindset to, put your attention on different things. So that's kind of interesting. But I got like an 8-string version of my bass, a 6-string bass, a couple of, all kinds of different things. But I generally stick with just straight up 4-string basses that are the meat and potatoes workhorse basses that I make.
So while you're on this break, it's not a super long break, but it's a little bit of a break. Are you curating ideas or material for a third Winery Dogs album?
There's always kind of a writing mode with me personally. I think with Richie too. We're always kind of, even if only mentally, archiving thoughts and ideas about a riff or a lick. Then I take my iPhone and put it on selfie video, point it at myself, and as I'm playing bass and come up with some line or idea or change or a new riff or lick or something like that, and I'll hit record and play it into the video and explain it as I'm playing it. And it works out really well. The collection is constantly expanding.
Yeah.
I'm always sitting down coming up with some new thinking on it. And a lot of times I'll come up with something that I forget that I had already come up with. And it looks new, but in fact it isn't. So this way it helps me to really understand what I'm actually learning, what I'm just repeating.
Well, that's really an interesting way of looking at things because it keeps you excited in the process and like I said, that comes through on stage. You guys are obviously very passionate about what you're doing. And, it is kind of watching like 3 little kids in a candy store up there sometimes. I've seen several of your shows and you guys are just having a blast. And it's just so much fun to watch. So having some of this background information about what, excites you and gets you interested and keeps you interested and motivated is really fun to hear. I appreciate that.
It is a really enjoyable pursuit too. I mean, just sit down and okay, here we got a blank canvas. You got a paintbrush. There's a bunch of colors. Go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I don't. What do you mean go? I don't know what that. I'll start with a blue. And hey, look, it looks like a cat.
That sounds like fun. Makes me want to go paint something. So throw some paint on something. How's Europe in the winter? I've never been there.
It's cold. It's cold. It's like the Northeast, It's cold and snowy spots, and Germany is fixated geographically about the same spot on the globe as New York,
right?
Pennsylvania. We're all the same. It's pretty much the same weather there.
Yeah.
Even northern Italy, you get a really cold, snowy spot there. But the good thing is, I'm pretty sure we're going to have the German tour bus in there. It's just spectacular. It's a double-decker, 3 lounges.
Wow.
It's an incredible bus, and
wow.
the German drivers are there. They're right on. They're always on time. It's great.
That's awesome. Yeah, the last time I talked to you, you were on a bus going from the Bay Area up to Portland, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was funny. So when you are on tour like that, what do you do to stay fit and healthy on the road?
Well, for me, the show is quite a workout. That's 2 hours of hot, sweaty working. When I get my daily routine, usually we show up at gig around noon or 1. The driving is timed for that, so we leave the night before to show up there at noon or 1. Then they set up the dressing room for me. I got a little practice amp. I sit down there, grab a coffee, and start working on bass. And then about 3 or 4 sound check. I do that, get done, go back to my bass. I hear the opening act start, and then I get dressed, ready to go. Then there's a 2-hour show. Get done, and and hang and say hi to people. It's fun. I was talking to somebody the other day about this before show. It's a bad time for me because I'm prepping tonight. That's whenever you want to do something. Hey, can I say hi before the show? Well, no, not really.
Right.
I'm really trying to focus on what I'm doing here, as opposed to having it be some social party thing.
Right.
I love the idea that it's just party right up to show time to the show and the party much more. Well, in fact, for me, in serious business, people pay harder cash to come see us play. I'll have to do my absolute best for them. Richie and Mike are exactly the same. For sure, we're concentrating on what we're doing. You know, after the show, we're different. Then, you know, it's hang out with our crew guys are wonderful folks. We hang out with them or whoever else is there, or some friends show up. Or a lot of times I'll just go out by the bus. And fans are waiting out there, and I'll hang with them. You know, usually have maybe a glass of wine with me or something like that. And it's great hanging with people.
Yeah.
You know, we have some wonderful people come see us play, and they're outside, and if they want me to sign something or a photograph, I'm happy to do anything. That's why we're at the beginning of 2 year old controversy with some meet and greet stuff because they were charging people, charging people to meet us, and I hate that.
Yeah.
I do that for free. I do that for free every night.
Yeah.
More, you know. I've got an 8-inch stack of CD covers for the sign. I'll sign all of them. I'll do them all. Take them all. You know. But I always tell people, you know, just meet me up on the bus afterwards. I'll get out there as quick as I can. As soon as I do, we're hanging. Then it's great because I get to put my thumb on the pulse of what's going on. You know, like, where'd you think of the show? How was the sound? You know.
Yeah.
How do you like the new song? You know, who's your favorite band?
Yeah.
You know, we have some of the greatest moments of the tour are afterwards, just hanging out with people. You know, I enjoy doing it. It comes from the early days where we didn't have dressing rooms.
Yeah.
In a club, and when we got done, you just stepped off the front of the stage, and there you were in the audience, and they were like friends.
Sure.
So,
yeah, everybody, you know, so many bands started like that in small, tiny, hole-in-the-wall places, and, you know, that was part of the experience. And I think that's part of the fan, maybe expectations of the party still, you know. It's like, okay, well, this isn't 20, 25 years ago, this is now.
And maybe back then there was a little more party.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's a different kind of party.
It is. It is.
I enjoy a glass of red wine at the end of the night.
Oh, that is.
You know, you can't get annihilated. There's no tequila or mixing, but you know, it's a pleasant, enjoyable hang.
Yeah.
And we've always been like that from the club days until now. Not much has changed in that respect.
And it means so much more than like you said, like a paid meet and greet where they're just going through a line, shaking your hand and getting something signed, and you don't get a chance to kind of, you know, get the feedback. You know, it's
you can't really have conversations.
There's no conversations. Yeah.
Yeah, their turn, you know, and
yeah.
So there's like a lot of autograph sessions, stuff like that at record stores. It's not because people really want to talk, but there's 400 people behind you.
Exactly.
I'd like to talk too, but
yeah.
We'll be here till midnight, you know. So it's unfortunate. That's why it's always best, you know, if anybody wants to hang, you know, meet out after the show by the tour bus or whatever.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like the way the place is set up, the bus is in a spot where people can't get to. You know, we'll stop the bus on the way out and we'll get out there.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
It's important to us, you know.
Yeah.
These people are investing in us, not only emotionally, but they're spending their hard-earned cash to come see us play, so I'm happy to do whatever I can.
So it's funny that you said a nice glass of red wine. I was going to say, do you do any wine tasting on your days off, or do you even have a day off?
I guess you could call it wine tasting, because I've tasted it. It's kind of form of wine tasting.
I should have thought to brought you a bottle from here. I never crossed my mind. Next time I see you, I'll bring you a nice bottle of Amador. It's one of my favorites.
Great, fantastic.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Actually, that's one advantage of calling the band a winery. Like a lot of people bring so that here and there. We have some wonderful wines and very generous people. But I on a day off, I'm generally I have a hotel room and usually have a chair in it, so I turn the chair in the window, get my bass out, and guess what? I play all day long.
Yeah.
with no practice in, but just bass alone in a quiet room. It's a great way to really hear what's going on the instrument.
Sounds like that's your kind of your meditation.
It's very true.
Yeah.
It's really, it goes deep.
Yeah.
And I really, like I said, I really enjoy it. And then I'll take a break. We're going to get a dinner and do some wine tasting.
So, any plans for the winery dogs to make their own vintage?
You're about the fifth person to ask that in this recent days, too. I don't know. At some point, we have some friends that have a winery in Italy. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
And then a couple of other opportunities there. You know, we don't necessarily, but that's never really been money motivated, especially to earn money on anything other than our live shows and records. So, you know, we do have some merchandise that the band offers. I haven't thought about that, but it might be something in the future too. But I'd like to really get something that I love, because all the musical instruments that I endorse are things that I actually use, I actually play, I've actually had them in their development and fine-tuning, and I feel confident if another musician is going to utilize them, that they'll be served well. So I want to really make sure it was something I loved, you know.
Will I see you at NAMM this year?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome. Will you?
I believe so. The only problem with that is I know our first show happens soon after.
Yes.
Yeah, so but I'll probably make it at least a Saturday.
Yeah.
To go down there. And I use the opportunity to say hi to whatever DiMaggio, the dude from Rotosound, Harky, Yamaha, and all that. And the different companies I deal with, EBS, also a great company from Sweden that I'm dealing with. And I got a good relationship with a lot of wonderful manufacturers and innovators of musical gear. And I really try to make sure that the stuff that I endorse is really worthwhile for another musician to play. Otherwise, I wouldn't endorse it. And it's always fun to hear the endorsement phenomenon reversed when I hear a musician say, "Hey, I'm endorsed by so-and-so." And I always say to them, "Really? You got endorsed?" Man, I've never been endorsed. Not one company endorses me. They go, what are you talking about? Look at that. Nobody endorses me. Well, I got some companies that I endorse, but nobody endorses me. And it's a funny thing to see musicians kind of turn that around.
Yeah.
In a similar way that they look like record companies when the label signs them, that somehow now have a stamp of legitimacy, where in fact, the record company signing you is you hiring them now to serve you. You're not hiring someone now to overlord over you and grant you.
Right.
You're hiring a label to serve you so that they can facilitate your success as opposed to grant it to you.
Exactly.
I think it's a common thing that people, young musicians, get backwards. You know, that it's the artist that's endorsing the product, not the product that's endorsing an artist.
Right, and I think half the time it's just a misuse of the word, and the other half of the time it is that aggrandizing thing that, you know, the ego thing gets in the way.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's fun to see.
But I do love NAMM, and it is so much fun to see. You know, it's fun to see all the artists, but gosh, the convention center floor is just so beautiful. I mean, the instruments are incredible, and
incredible, right?
I mean, I can barely stand to stay in the drum section for more than 2.5 minutes because it's so loud.
Oh yeah. One of the cool things is you go down like in the basement. There's a spot down there. All the weird little pedals, crazy.
Yeah.
Things you don't see on the main floor. That's the place I always want to go. You know?
Yeah.
Go down to the oddball stuff is probably the most innovative there is, as opposed to the the new Kawhi concert grand piano.
Yeah.
Okay, that sure is wonderful, but I'd like to see that pedal you plug your instrument into. It makes it sound like a duck or something.
Yeah, we have a friend up here who is a guitar manufacturer, and his booth the last couple years been in the basement, so I've got to see a lot of that, and it's pretty trippy, especially for me and non-musicians. Half the time I have to go up and say, "What is this? What does it do? Why does it exist?" But
I want to enhance my life.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, do you have anything else you'd like to share?
Well, just that I'm supremely grateful that they've been supportive of not only the Winery does, but a lot of things I've done, and I'm looking forward to do my best. And next time anyone sees me, I will I'm sure I'll have a few new tricks up my sleeve and a few new moves, and I'll keep at it faithfully until I explode, I guess.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I'll see you in Anaheim, and have a very wonderful break, and keep those calluses built up, and a lovely European tour. And we want to get you back in the States and have another go around with the Winery Dogs.
We will be back for sure and do it again. It's ASAP, my kid.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much, Billy. I appreciate your time.